My name is Daniel Crenshaw, and this is my Lab 4 report. The purpose of this lab was to analyze a spring's movement when it is being weighed down by a mass. Here's the main outcome of the experiment. We can see how the spring from the video analysis, depicted by the red line, differs from the spring in the simulation, which is depicted by the blue line. The main physics principles used in this lab are Newton's second law, the momentum principle, and various energy principles including kinetic energy, which is 1/2 times mass times velocity squared, spring energy, which is 1/2 times ks times s squared, and gravitational energy, which is mass times gravity times height. The first principle used was the momentum principle. This was used to calculate the updating momentum and velocity of the spring and mass as time went on. We then used these energy formulas in order to properly calculate the net force. Some other important details for the experiment include the system, the surroundings, and the initial conditions. The system for this lab was a spring and the mass attached to it. The surroundings were everything else acting on the system. One of the initial conditions for the lab was using the same starting position from the video and our simulation code. Now here's the code for the lab. Right here you can see how we made use of the 3 different energies acting on the system in order to calculate a net force. Then we can see how we used net force to calculate the updated position and speed of the mass. To calculate these positions, we added the 3 energies acting on the system, kinetic, gravitational, and spring energy, to get the net force. We then use this net force and the momentum principle to properly update the velocity of the ball. Then this new velocity is used to update the position of the ball as the spring continuously moves. Here is a full simulation of the experiment. Now clearly there are some errors present as the 2 models aren't very alike. Some causes for this could be an incorrect video analysis, an incorrect calculation of the mass's initial position and momentum, or incorrect data importation. Now, based on this graph, we can determine that the energy principle is satisfied. This is based on the fact that the change in energy curve, the orange curve, remains 0 during the simulation. This indicates that total energy is conserved. And that is the end of the Lab 4 report. Thank you for watching.